Hello, angels, and welcome back to another episode of the Money Mindset Management Podcast. I feel like I have so much to tell you guys. And wait, before we get into that, thank you so much for your outpour of excitement for Inner Source. I feel so good to say it. It feels so good to be out in the open with it. And just all your comments and all of your messages, thank you. It just makes my whole entire life and makes me so excited. I'm so excited for today's episode. Before we get in, I just want to give you guys a little life update. So many of you know it's Cape Town, or it's winter here in Cape Town, and I'm freezing my tits off. Like, June was gorgeous, loved it, warm, thriving. The minute July hit is like, okay, no, we're ready to go. And I opened up about my relationship to God and I started praying. So basically everything I do now, I just pray. I'm just like, show me the way, guide me. Where would you have me go? Use me. I also say that before every single podcast. I say that before every single one of my client sessions, before any single one of my calls. Like, I'm just like, use me and guide me, work through me. And I was like praying because I didn't know where I wanted to go. I was thinking I might go to Sri Lanka. I wanted to surf, but then it felt forced, and I was like, just show me. And it was like invite after invite after invite. And Lauren invited me to go to Spain with her next weekend, which was like, I'm like, yes, so excited. So on the 30th, I fly to Spain, and I was actually thinking of opening up some VIP days. I love doing these VIP days. They're so much fun. It's like a day of strategizing your business, clearing your money mindset, creating a business strategy to create a life of time, location, financial freedom. I'm going to only take maybe one or two. So if you want, like, if you're hearing this and you're like, yes, I'm in, message me and I'll get you in. But I'm going to send an email. Maybe I'm going to send an email inviting people, and I'm only going to take one or two. So if this interests you, send me a message and we'll get you in. But I was at the gym last Friday and I was just like, it has been cloudy 4 days in a row. And I was like, actually, I want to leave next Friday. Please show me where to go. What would you have me do? And then I was on a walk last Saturday and I was feeling a bit in a funk. I'm like, it's honestly because I need a new environment. I need to be around sunshine, palm trees. I need to be in a new energy. And 5 minutes later, my friend calls me. I haven't heard from her in such a long time. And she's basically mentioned Tomorrowland and going to Tomorrowland. And I was like, yes. So I booked my flight yesterday, and on Friday I fly to Belgium, and I've never been to Belgium. I'm so excited, and I've always wanted to go to Tomorrowland. I'm so excited. So that randomly happened over the weekend, and I'm so excited. So long story short, this is my last podcast at home. Next podcast is going to be in a new location. Actually, wait, next week we'll probably still be here, but then the week after that, we're going to Europe, baby. We're taking this on the road, and I always vlog all of it for YouTube. So if you want to watch this on YouTube, check it out. We'll be there. Let's dive into today's podcast episode. So I've been working on, I wouldn't say niching down because I don't believe in a niche, but getting really clear on who my ideal client is. And the people that I love to work with, that I'm obsessed with working with, who see the best results, are entrepreneurs, who mostly spiritual entrepreneurs who have a gift and want to build a business of time, location, financial freedom, but they don't want to do it in the bro way. They want to attract and not force, and create a business and a life that is, yes, time, location, financial freedom, but in a way that feels easeful, that feels magnetic, that feels pleasurable, that feels aligned to them. So I've been really narrowing down on that. I always just think about my clients that I work with who are my dream clients, and they're all the same type of women. And why I love working with them the most is like they've done the work. They've read the books, they've done the courses. They have this gift and they have so much knowledge in their zone of genius, but when it comes to business, they're like, I don't know. This is not my strong suit. Of course it's not, because you have this gift that is probably healing other people, supporting other people, and you're really good at that. But when it comes to business, you're like, I don't know. And that's where I come in. So I've been working with these types of women for honestly like 7 years now, because with my first business, I was still working with these women. I was just helping them with their website. But in the background, I was actually helping them with their business. And so over the years, I've gotten really clear, and I've honestly worked with thousands of women now on helping them build their business. It was so interesting to me because I would tell them my strategy, and some people would take off immediately. This is in the beginning. Whoop, and then some people wouldn't see the results. So then I'd have to work with them more, and then they'd take off. And I was like, what is it? What is it? And what it came down to, and what I realized, is what they believe to be true about themselves. And if you know my story, you know that in my healing journey, when I lost my father and was starting my business in the same year, I worked on healing from the loss of my dad, but I also worked on building my business. And because I was doing it at the same time, I was just doing the same thing for both of them. So I started healing my subconscious mind on my own, and that ended up changing my business. I was like 25, making like $50,000 a month. It was insane. Well, I was also feeling the loss of losing my dad. And everyone was coming up to me being like, Marley, what are you doing? How are you living oceanfront in Australia? How are you doing all this? They're like, we're following all the strategies. Why aren't we seeing the success that you have? And I'm like, oh, that's so interesting because I'm not following any strategy and I'm just healing my subconscious mind. And it was really interesting to me that when I looked around myself, I had way less followers than anyone else that was coming to me. You know, on the visual, what people see, they'd be like, oh, well, she's not doing that well. But then in my bank account, I was making an immense amount of money. And people couldn't figure it out. They're like, what's the strategy? What is she doing? But at the end of the day, I was really focused on my mind. And that has been to today. And that's why I'm so obsessed with what I do, because I think there's so many people out there trying to find the answer outside of themselves. For example, in strategy, when you are your inner source of success. And so, the episode I want to talk about today is why your subconscious mind is the only tool that you need to become a successful entrepreneur. So, this is going to be a bit of a masterclass, maybe a reminder, maybe a new learning lesson for you, a recalibration. This is actually something that I would want to hear right now. And so, I'm creating this for you guys. I really hope you can't hear the construction in the background. It's the bane of my existence. I literally started recording today. The gardener's outside gardening the garden with his weed whacker, and then there's vibrations behind me, and I really hope you can't hear that. Praying to God. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's get into today's topic. I want to give a little background on how the subconscious mind works. This might be a new concept for you. This might be a very known concept for you, but I just want to give a little background to make this make sense. You have this part of your brain called the subconscious mind. It controls 95%. I don't want to say controls, it creates, it manifests, it co-creates 95% of your reality. Okay? 5% of that is your conscious mind. So your conscious mind is basically me and you sitting here right now being like, her name's Marley, my name's Mary, or whatever your name is. And it's consciously aware of what's going on around you. Okay, it has short-term thinking, it's logical, it's rational, it's the part of your brain that you think is making the decision because it's like these thoughts that you have, but everything is fueled and created by the subconscious mind. It's kind of like a captain at the ship. Let's say there's like a kid driving the ship, right? And the kid's being like, look, mom, look, dad, I'm making the ship move. And then it's like that fake wheel. And then behind them is like the real captain driving the ship that's actually moving the ship. And the kid's like, wee, wee, wee. Did you ever have that wheel when you were a kid and you would drive it in the car and you'd be like, look, I'm driving the car. And then the parents would be like, oh my God, great job, sweetie. But they're actually driving the car. That's how I think about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is driving the vehicle. It's driving your life. It's moving things forward. It's pushing things away. It is keeping you safe. Now, your subconscious mind, and I'm going to say this a lot, and this is why I created the brand Inner Source, because our true only thing that our brain wants to feel is safe. And our source of safety actually comes from within. We cannot source our safety outside of ourselves. That's when we start doing weird shit. That's when we get into weird relationships. That's when we do things like we blow up our business. That's when we do things like talk to red flags. That's when we do things like spend all of our money. That's when we go into debt. we do weird things that we don't consciously desire, it's because our subconscious mind is trying to optimize to keep you safe. It's doing weird extreme things to try to balance yourself out, to bring you into harmony, to bring you into feeling safe. However, we all know that safety cannot be sourced on the outside. Safety can only be created from within. And this is my biggest lesson right now, and this is literally the birthing of inner source. So your subconscious mind is not logical and it is not rational. And it was created between the ages of 0 and 7. That's what everyone says. But in my work, I really see the ages of 0 to 3. And it can come from past lives and it can come from generations. So you can literally take the DNA. A lot of my clients were born into scarcity. They were born into rejection. They were born into abandonment. For example, my mom was adopted. Okay, so I was literally born with an abandonment wound. This episode is brought to you by House of Freedom. House of Freedom is my close proximity mastermind where you get to work with me and I get to work with you. I see you, I see your vision, I see your potential, and I guide you to become your greatest and highest potential by finding your limiting beliefs, clearing them, and bringing your business into true alignment, to finding the leaks, to finding the misalignment. If you're listening and you're like, I don't know if I'm living up to my highest potential, I feel like I could be making more, I feel like I could be doing more, but I just don't know how, I don't know the path, and I want someone to see me, to almost hold my hand and guide me into my greatest potential and earn more, feel more free, feel more alive, feel more joy than I've ever experienced before, then House of Freedom is for you. I work with you one-on-one and I help you clear your block and give you the roadmap to creating a life beyond your wildest dreams and live a life of time, location, financial freedom. If you're an entrepreneur who wants to skyrocket your business, make more money while working less, this is for you. I'm going to leave the link below. Once you apply, I hand select my client and I'll reach out to you personally to make sure that's a good fit for you or find an option on how I can help you. I look forward to reading your applications, and let's get back into the episode. Because of the pain that she felt her whole life and it being unresolved, it stayed in her DNA, and it's scientifically proven that beliefs get passed through DNA. So I came into this world with an abandonment wound. Of course, as a baby, you know nothing. You're not programmed. You're not brainwashed. You haven't learned anything yet. So how are babies born with this fear? Because a lot of the fears that I clear, if you've done this with me before, if you've done the clear the fear method, you will notice you go back to the womb. You go back to 1 year old. How does that happen? It's because it's passed down. And that's why a lot of my clients come to me and they're like, I don't understand how I have debt. I've had such a beautiful life. My parents have been so supportive of me. And I'm like, this probably isn't even yours. Well, actually, I can promise you the fear that you have is not yours. It's not yours. You've been programmed it. You've been taught it and you've learned it and you've absorbed it. It is not yours. From the ages of 0 and 7, you absorb everything. You're like a sponge. And I like to use the analogy of a clamshell. This clam is open and there's this pearl inside. The pearl is your subconscious mind and the clamshell is your conscious mind. Okay, so the conscious mind opens and closes. And from the ages of 0 to 7, it was open. So everything that you saw, everything that you were told, everything that you were taught, you took in as truth. And you take everything personally. The subconscious mind takes absolutely everything personally. It still does to this day. So when you're speaking about someone else, your subconscious mind will take that personally. If you're saying what you don't want, your subconscious mind will still take it personally and take it as your truth. So you have to be really aware of that. When you're speaking poorly about someone else, you're actually just speaking poorly about yourself. Please don't do that because it will program your mind into thinking poor things, okay? And we don't want that for you. We don't want that for anyone. I'm loving this, by the way. I literally my favorite topic ever. Even as a child, when mommy and daddy were fighting about money, you took it personally. You're like, oh my gosh, they're fighting. It's my fault. I'm a burden because they have no money. It's my fault. Oh my gosh, my parents aren't paying attention to me when I'm sad. It's my fault. I'm too emotional. Yeah, that's gonna hit. And so we take everything personally always. Your subconscious mind takes everything as yes. It just takes everything as this is about me. So from your whole childhood, your belief system was created. Now, why does this happen? It's really smart actually, because we come here with somewhat of a blank slate. This is up for debate, and this is just my beliefs, but I believe that we come here and we have this soul mission. So we've signed up for things. We've signed up for things that we want to accomplish and overcome with our soul growth. So everything in this lifetime we've already signed up for. So we've signed up for the getting the money. We've signed up for the husband. We've signed up for becoming a millionaire. We've signed up for learning this. We've signed up for learning that. And yes, can you adjust it? Yes, of course, you have free will. For example, if you book a massage, you can just not go. That's your decision. However, I believe that these desires inside of us, these soul callings, are missions that we've always signed up for, and is our internal guidance system, our higher self, guiding us on where to go and what to do for our greatest soul advancement on earth. Because this ain't easy. Like, coming here is earth school. We come here, we learn, we integrate, and then we move on and get to learn more, integrate more, and ascend. It's all to ascend basically to our highest potential. So when we come here with this somewhat of a blank slate, with these soul missions and inherited limiting beliefs from our parents, past lives, etc., our subconscious mind is basically this open sponge. It's this empty pearl. Our subconscious mind job is to learn everything that we can to know for our greatest survival. So what is safe? What is dangerous? Is fire safe? Is fire dangerous? How do we cross the road? How do we do life in a way that's going to keep us safe? Not what's going to make us feel the sexiest, not the most amount of money, not what's going to make us the most amount of friends. Our subconscious mind is here for survival only. So 95% of your brain is just here to keep you alive. We could say 5% is here to make you thrive. So what we need to do is we need to work with that 95% of your brain, and we need to show it that success is safe. Because for most of you, and I can guarantee all of you listening, you would not be listening to this if there wasn't a level that you want to ascend to, if there wasn't more success that you'd want to have, that your success that you desire in your life does not feel safe for you right now. Because every single thing in your life that you have is a reflection of what your subconscious mind that it believes is safe. So if you're like, oh shit, like what's in my subconscious mind? Because I remember thinking that when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, what's in my subconscious mind? It must be the worst of the worst. And just so you know, we have neuroplasticity. Everything is healable. Everything is reprogrammable. Everything is rewritable. Every story is able to be rewritten. This is an extreme measure, but there's heroin addicts that are now successful millionaires. Okay. Nothing is permanent and everything is reprogrammable. No matter where you are right now today, in this present moment, everything in your life can be created in a new way. No matter how old you are, no matter how much trauma you've had, no matter what has happened to you, every single thing in your life is able to be reprogrammed. I promise you that. I promise you that. With your mind and with creating success, and this is what I had to do. So I was programmed from a child that money is scarce, that consistency is my normal. Sorry, that inconsistency is my normal, that money is never there, that money comes and goes, that money doesn't love me, that money doesn't support me, that money is for other people. Cancel clearly, but that's the program that I was raised with. In 2019, when I lost my father and I went down this massive rabbit hole of, okay, how do we make sure that no one does what my dad did? And how do I make sure that I don't do what my dad did? Because actually, when that event happened, 2 social workers came to my house and they were like, oh, just so you know that if someone does this in the family, and for those of you who might not know, my dad committed suicide. It's very high likely chance that one of you is going to commit suicide. And I was like, firstly, number one thing not to say to a child who just lost their father. Hello. Second thing, I was like very scared of that. I was like, I do not want to do that. I want to, because it just felt out of my control. I felt like I never want that to happen to me. And so that's what actually sent me on this journey of personal development, personal growth. Because, guys, I was a hot mess. I don't think I talk enough about how much of a hot mess I was. In university, I was getting blackout drunk Thursday to Sunday. I was probably 20 pounds heavier than I am now, 15 to 20 pounds heavier than I am now. I had hormonal acne all over my face, all over my chest, all over my back. I wouldn't look people in the eyes. I was so insecure. I thought so poorly of myself. I hated myself, actually. And I was so anxious and depressed and just was not happy. I was in a place that didn't align with me. I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I didn't feel like I had any sense of meaning in life. And around 2019, I feel like everything changed because it was when I graduated from university, and I don't know what came over me, but I just decided I did not want to I did not want to work in a 9 to 5 job. I wanted to work for myself and I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to escape Canada so badly. And I was in Australia in the end of 2018, and I was like, this is it for me. Like, I want to work for my laptop. I just started my first business. Again, scraping by. And then when my dad passed away, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been faced with death in that way. My granny had passed, but it was from old age and it just felt more organic. This was like, I never saw this coming. This means the impossible is possible. This means that it just put death in perspective for me. And it made me feel this like incessant urge of, oh my gosh, I'm wasting away my life. I don't want that to happen to me. What if that happens to me? And it scared the living shit out of me. And it put me on this new path of, instead of being this absolute, literally, I should actually interview my friends from university. They would be like, they could tell you some shit. I was not in a good way. I had a lot of unresolved trauma, and I had a lot of insecurities, and I had a lot of sadness and energy that had not moved. I was holding on to so much unresolved energy. And over the years, I've been resolving all of that. And again, I'm not perfect. I'm not like, I've resolved all of it and everything's great. I'm still healing. I'm still learning. I'm still progressing. I'm still, focusing on becoming the best version of myself. But then I had no tools. And now I have the tools. And thank God that I do. And that's why I sit here every single week, because if there's someone out there who was like me, who does not have the tools, these conversations are for you. I want to equip you with the tools so that you do never have to, that no one ever has to suffer, especially like my dad did, and especially like I was. I do not want that for anyone. That is no way to live. It is no way to live. And honestly, that's why I appreciate people. The podcast saved my life, because it was people taking time out of their day to share what they learned so that I, with no resources, could learn and could gain insight on how to change my life. And that's my intention for this podcast. I will always do this because this is my ability to give back to you and my younger self, to heal, to have the tools to change your life. So that was a long segue, but let's go back. This episode is brought to you by the 21-day money challenge in the Higher Self app. If you are listening to this and you want to attract more money in your life, you know that you have limiting beliefs, you possibly have money leak, and you basically just want to earn more. The 21-day money challenge is everything that I've learned in the past 7 years, from going to making $500 a month to $120,000 a month in business, becoming a self-made millionaire at 30, to have purchased 2 homes in cash by the age of 31. Literally everything that I've learned to heal and reprogram my mindset around money is within this 20-day money challenge. The tools in this 21-day money challenge have completely changed my life, and all of the clients that have done it, I still get messages every single day from people who are doing the 21-day money challenge and tell me how much money they've attracted, how it's changed their life. When they do the 21-day money challenge, they've made the most amount of money that month. It's incredible. The link will be below to join. It's in the Higher Self app. Don't trust me, just try me. And even if you've done it once, I highly recommend doing it again. I get so much out of it even when I do it every couple of months. Check it out below or scan the QR code and join today to change your financial future. All right, let's get back into the episode. When it comes down to understanding the subconscious mind, there's just a few important pieces that need to be understood so that this makes sense. And that so you really understand that you have control over your own life, that you are the creator of your own life, that you are the source of everything. And by the way, if you listen to my podcast back, you'll hear that I dip in inner source a lot. I've been teasing it a lot. And you are your true inner source of everything. And so what I need you to understand is that once your subconscious mind, once it goes past the age of 7, the clam closes, meaning your conscious mind comes online. Now you have logic, now you have rational. So you don't take everything as personally, consciously. Meaning if I came up to you at 8 and I was like, "Hey, you're purple." You'd be like, "No, I'm not." But if I told you that at 3, you'd be like, I'm purple. And you'd like think you're purple, right? You're like a sponge, you absorb everything. After 8, you learn how to be like, oh no, that's not true, or that's about you. Whereas between the age of 0 to 7, you have none of that. And what I love about this is that I feel like more parents are learning this. And even my cousin, she to her baby every night goes like, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am enough. She like strokes her head. It's the cutest thing ever. So I'm so excited. And one day if I have children to like program sounds fucking weird, but to teach them and rewire them and gift them with beautiful positive thoughts. I just feel like that's where the world is going, and I'm so excited about that. So the clam gets closed and your conscious mind is created. Okay. Now, this is where things start getting important. When clients come to me and they've either had a lot of success or they haven't had any success, but they don't feel how they want to feel, it's because the clam has closed and all of that energy and all those limiting beliefs are existing within the clamshell. Meaning, all these thoughts are still in your subconscious mind. You are still holding on to all these limiting beliefs. And yes, it might be part of your dharma that sometimes you do achieve a lot of success with these limiting beliefs. But most of the time, it is the process of you letting go of these lies to become the version of you that you truly desire to be. Remember, 95% of your life is dictated by these beliefs. And it's in your subconscious mind. So it is below your conscious awareness. So you are not aware of it. That's the trick of it all. And that's the biggest joke of for me. The thing that I'm most best at is finding my clients' limiting beliefs and clearing them. It's so easy for me. I can meet someone and talk to someone for 5 minutes. I already know what their limiting belief is. I'll clear it. And they have so much success. I can't see my own limiting beliefs. I need my own practitioners to help me clear mine. I can't see my own. You can't see your own. We need the third party perspective to see the subconscious mind. But you can pick it up. You can pick it up in your words. And the best way to pick it up is in your reality. So if you take a screenshot of your life right now, you take a screenshot of your relationship, you take a screenshot of your bank account, you take a screenshot of your body, you take a screenshot of every area of your life, and you go, okay, is this the reality that I desire? Yes or no? If it's a no, well, either way, that reality is created through what you believe is true. So, for example, I've been given and learned a lot of limiting beliefs, as has everyone, but I've also been given and learned a lot of positive beliefs. So, my dad, from a very young age, always said to me, you can do anything that you set your mind to. Anything that you do, you will be good at. Not that you'll be good at, but you can do it. Anything that you set your mind to, you will do. And I believe that. That is so true for me. And a lot of people come to me and they're like, did you do this? How did you do that? How did you accomplish that? I'm like, I just believe I can do it. And that is such a gift because that's something that my dad gifted me. I do believe that. I really believe that no one can tell me different because it is a core belief of mine. It's a knowing, it's a belief. Just like you know that your name is your name. Just like you know that you live where you live. Like these are all strong beliefs for you. So what we want to do, and that's your reality, right? If I came up to you and I was like, by the way, your name's actually Paul, unless you're Paul, you'd be like, no, it's not. Whereas if I came up to you and been like, hey, let's say you have a limiting belief about not being enough or not being good at what you do. And I came up to you and I was like, hey, just so you know, I would never do this, by the way, but just so you know, and this would never happen because you're great at what you do. But let's just say someone came up to you and you didn't believe that you were enough and not good at what you do. And I said, hey, you're not good at what you do. You'd be like, "Ah." And this is what happens every single time you get triggered. It triggers because it touches that limiting belief that you have, and it adds meaning to it, adds evidence to it. It adds evidence to the pain. And our brain goes, oh shit, I've been trying to hide that under my clam and in this shell, and someone can see it. And now it's terrifying. But the thing is your limiting beliefs are the most obvious because it's how you treat yourself, it's how you treat others, it's how you treat your body, it's how you treat your business, it's how you treat your clients. It's everywhere. We all know it. But we have so much shame wrapped around our fear. We have so much shame wrapped around our insecurities. We have so much shame wrapped around what we are not perfect at because we are programmed, and society forces us to believe that we have to be perfect at everything and you have to be great at everything and everything has to go well for you because that makes you a good member of society and that makes people want to follow you and that makes people want to pay you. Bullshit. I feel like the more I come on here and I'm like, hey, I'm not perfect. This is going wrong. This is going wrong. This is going wrong. I'm just a human. You're just a human. We're all just humans being humans. And everyone's like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, like we're all humans. We're all going to fuck up. We're all going to make mistakes. We all have fears. We all have insecurities. We all have doubts. The point of me telling you this is not to be perfect. The point of me telling you this is not to have no fear. That would be impossible. Okay? The reason why I tell you this is because you're holding on to a lot of fear that's not even yours. Without even knowing it, without your own permission, you've absorbed in a lot of fear that you've taken from your parents, from society, from teachers, from friends. You've taken it all in and you've made it yours. You've made this little home. And Michael Singer says it so well. He's like, why as humans do we hold on to the things that we don't want? And it's so true. Like we hold on to our fears. And what I want to say is like, there's nothing wrong with you. If you don't have something, it doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. If you have a fear, it doesn't mean something's wrong with you. There's literally nothing wrong with you. We're not doing this to fix you. We're just doing this because it would be so much fun to spend a summer on a yacht. And it would be so much fun to not worry about money today. And it'd be so much fun to be in a loving, healthy, gorgeous relationship. And it would be so much fun to feel beautiful in your body today. Like that's what the energy is, because you are your inner source of everything. So we just clear all the gunk that is blocking your true inner source of light, of love, of your chi energy that is sourced by everything. You are the source of everything. So again, I want to make this very clear. I'm not coming on here to say, and I don't want you to listen to this and be like, oh, I have all these limiting beliefs, I need to fix them. No, that's not the point. It's like, oh, I am perfect. I am me. I've been given all these opportunities to grow. This is so exciting. And it wouldn't be so much fun for me to improve this. Wouldn't it be so much fun for me to upgrade my flight? Wouldn't it be so much fun? That's how I want you to think about reprogramming your mind. It's a fun upgrade. It's not a fucking reboot, reset of your whole life, because that's what I did. And I don't recommend doing that because then you're constantly chasing the next thing to heal and reprogram. It's almost like a dopamine hit. And that's not what I want you to do. I want you to reprogram this because it would feel so good to do so, because it would be so much fun. And that's the frequency that really creates movement. Nothing changes from punishment. Nothing changes from, oh, you're so bad at that, so do better. It's like, I don't want to, it's like, oh my gosh, you're so great. And let's be even better. Like that's the frequency that I want to bring around healing. I'm so fucking sick of this bullshit. There's something wrong with you. You need to learn this exact thing to heal this. And if you don't do this for every single day for 30 days, it's like, fuck that. I'm so over that. And I'm so over people preying on people's vulnerability of, yes, people go through hard shit. And then people prey on them of like, oh, this weak person, I'm going to sell them this thing. And then they're going to spend all their money on me. And then they're going to be in a worse place. But, oh, at least I gave them this one tip. It's like, oh my God, seething for those people. Okay. The thing is, that's their karma. It's fine. It's great, but I just never want you guys to ever think that there's anything wrong with you because there's not. You're perfect. You're amazing, and it's so much fun because we get to upgrade certain areas of our life. All the way back is the main point of what I'm coming down to. In your social media, in your sales, in your success of your clients, in your income, in your success of your funnels and your landing pages and your launches. I'm here to argue that it's not about the physical landing page. It's not about the algorithm. It's not about the sales method that you use because people sell their strategies all the time. How come it works for them? And then 50% of their clients, it doesn't work for. Why is that? It's not the strategy, it's the person. So if you have limitations in what you believe is possible for you and what you believe is safe for you, then you will subconsciously, without knowing, block success. And how that happens is your beliefs, which create your thoughts, what creates your actions. So if you believe that having a lot of money isn't safe, it's a subconscious belief that will put thoughts in your mind to do certain things and create certain actions. So maybe you won't post on social media consistently, or maybe you will and then you'll drop off because something about being consistent on social media feels unsafe. The result of going viral feels unsafe. So you will not show up in an authentic way because you want to keep yourself safe from some perceived threat. However, fear is false evidence appearing real. So, what you're doing is actually completely unnecessary because there's no tiger on the other side of going viral. There's no flesh eating bear on the other side of selling out your program, but your mind thinks there is. And that's what we need to reprogram. So, when I work with my clients and I'm like, cool, we'll do strategy for sure. I think strategy is about 5% of it. So if they don't have no social media and they have no way for people to find them, they have no like checkout link, yeah, obviously we need to do all the basics, right? But once you have the foundation of your business set, it's all mindset. It's all reprogramming what your mind believes is safe for success. And when your success is safe, you're unlimited. You are unfucking limited. There's so much that you can do when everything feels safe. When everything feels safe, you are unstoppable. So, my point that I want to make today is I want you on a deep conscious level for your mind to feel safe. Now, I'm getting a ping to say this, which is really interesting because I wasn't going to launch it today. I had no plans to do this, but sure. Okay, so I'm putting together a upgrade your subconscious mind challenge. It's going to be in the Higher Self app just because it's going to be in the Higher Self app. It's going to start August 1st. And the point of this is to upgrade your subconscious mind. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, tits, I think I have some limiting beliefs that I want to reprogram and I want to upgrade because I want, actually, now that I'm thinking about this, is like literally the perfect place to advertise this. I promise I was not planning on posting this today because that means I have to work to get this posted later today and make the whole challenge live, but I will do that. But it feels right. So I have noticed even in my life that I have some areas that I want to upgrade. So I was like, wait, why don't we all do this together? If you want to join me in a roadmap of how to reprogram your subconscious mind, I literally hold your hand. This is how this is happening. This is how we upgrade this. This is how, and we go through your whole life. If you're an entrepreneur, yes. If you're not an entrepreneur, you can still join. This is for everyone. Who mostly comes to me are entrepreneurs, so I mostly speak to the entrepreneur. But if you're working in a 9 to 5, if you're a stay-at-home mom, no matter what you're doing, like, and you want to upgrade your life, this is 100% for you. So the link will be below. I have to literally spend the day creating that now, but I will. The link will be below to join, and we're gonna start August 1st. I'm so freaking excited, and it's gonna be a 21-day challenge to reprogram and upgrade your subconscious mind. It's gonna be so magical. And if you look at my client results and you hear about, clients that manifest like $400,000 in 24 hours, and you're like, how do they do that? Most of the time with my clients, I am not working on their strategy. Yes, the basics. I help create their offers. I help create their business structure. And yes, strategy, but 95% of what I do with my clients is the subconscious mind work. Because a lot of my clients who come to me have basically been like, I've done everything. I've done all the courses. I've set everything up. Why is it not working? And I'm like, dee, 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 boop, boop, boop. And then they go, boop, boop. So if you're there and you're like, am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. It's just some things in your pearl. Your pearl have been programmed with things that are not congruent with what you do desire. A lot of what you desire feels unsafe for your subconscious mind. And we're going to make your subconscious mind feel safe for everything that you desire to make your success feel safe. Woo! Okay, I'm so excited for this. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this episode provides you a ton of value. This was a long badoozy loozy, but I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much. I'm going to give you a forehead kiss. Mwah! And I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye. Hey, before you go, would you love a free track that will clear any blocks to manifest what you desire? If you have heard me, you have heard me talk about my Clear the Fear method, and I'm offering you a free track, and all we ask in return is if you submit a review for the podcast. Just submit an honest review, take a screenshot and send it to hello@marleyrose.ca, and we will send you this free track so that you can unblock manifesting anything that you desire. This track is extremely powerful, so there's something in your life that you have been manifesting and it hasn't come through yet. Try this track to unblock and manifest all that you desire. I'm so excited for you to experience this magic, and I cannot wait for you to manifest everything that you desire. Thank you so much for submitting your review, and I look forward to reading it.